Now representing the youth sector. Yay! I'm delighted to introduce Margaret Bolaji. She's an associate researcher with the Population and Reproductive Health Initiative in northern Nigeria. Margaret is a young, creative, and dynamic researcher providing young girls with sexual reproductive health knowledge, literacy, and life skills. She also serves as an interface between UNFPA and young people to ensure that their priorities are reflected in their programs. She was chosen as a speaker by the International Conference on Family Planning Subcommittee on Youth after a global competition of more than 400 young people submitting their videos on YouTube. I would like to call on Margaret Bolaji.
Your Excellencies present, the entire family planning community, my distinguished youth partners in change and sustainable development, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great pleasure to welcome you all on behalf of the youth participants present in this 2016 International Conference on Family Planning. Never before have so many young people gathered together from around the world to discuss family planning. This is the first and unquestionably the largest conference on family planning since the adoption of the Global Goals for Sustainable Development. All people of goodwill will agree with me that failure to address the unmet need for family planning will undermine the achievements of new sustainable development goals and compromise global efforts at human development. As youth and future leaders, we acknowledge and commend the global community leaders for the great strides made over the last 15 years at youth engagement. However, there have been insufficient investments in addressing the challenges young people face to truly fulfill their maximum potentials as key actors in achieving a sustainable and equitable world. The challenges are most acute in the less developed countries, where nearly 9 out of the 10 of the world's young people reside. On a personal note, my profound interest in working with the most marginalized young people has led me to work with adolescent girls for over 3 years in safe spaces in the rural communities of my country, Nigeria, where I mentor and tutor young people in Safe Space Club, usually conveyed in the homes of imams and community leaders. Permit me this evening to tell you about Mariam. A young woman like me, Mariam resides in northern Nigeria. She had the beautiful dream of becoming the first nurse in her community. But this dream was cut short when she was forced to marry Aminu at the age of 12. A year after marriage, Mariam conceived her first child, which came with so many complications. She narrowly escaped incurring a vaginal fistula due to her young age and immature pelvis. After her first delivery, she wanted to wait before the next, but these were not her decisions to make. Her husband insisted she had more children right away. And today, at the age of 18, she has 3 children. Further complicating her life is the fact that her husband lost his life in a road traffic accident. Today, I stand here for Mariam. And as Mariam today, I ask you these good questions. How do I fend for these children? How do I fulfill my dreams? Why did you let me down? These are Miriam's constant questions to herself and anyone who cares to listen. Miriam is one of the millions of young people around the world, especially girls, who live out the nightmare and consequences of early and forced marriage every day. When young people face uncertainty and insecurity about prospects for education, employment, and income, they are less likely to practice healthy and safe sexual behaviors or to make informed decisions about if and when to have children. Zainab is another girl I met at one of the fistula centers in northern Nigeria. Beautiful and young Zainab forced a smile through her tears as we exchanged pleasantries. She told how at the age of 11, she was married off to a man old enough to be her father. She ended up at the center after delivering her first baby at the age of 12. Unfortunately, the baby died and she was left with a fistula. Weak, sad, and septic, Zainab's life was ruined. And in fact, she died few days after we met. What a tragic loss of life and potential. This conference is dedicated to her, to Mariam, and to the millions like them without voice. How are we going to put them at the front of our national agenda? We have to do more to unlock the potentials of youth who are innovators, entrepreneurs, change agents, and leaders. As youth, not even the volcanic eruption that delayed the conference could withstand our zeal and passion for family planning. As we became stronger and resilient to let the world know that youth from the ashes rise on the 8th of November 2015, hosted by the International Youth Alliance for Family Planning. It is therefore imperative for all to champion a meaningful youth participation in family planning. It is noteworthy that the International Youth Alliance for Family Planning started at the 2013 International Conference on Family Planning in Addis Ababa. And today, the Alliance had grown to have country coordinators in over 40 countries and over 5,000 members. Every day, the Alliance and its members, which includes young people like me, champion projects that increase access and information on family planning and sexual and reproductive health and rights for those who need it most. Today, there are more adolescents and youth in the world than ever before, an estimated 1.8 billion. This is a force for change, but can also be a force for political destabilization. To ignore our needs is politically unwise. An example of this is the radicalization among young people, especially young men, as evident in northern Nigeria with Boko Haram. Also, to enable 120 million more women and girls use contraceptive by 2020, as is the mandate for FP 2020, through addressing the policy, financing, delivery, and socio-cultural barrier to women accessing contraceptive information, services, and supply. Youth involvement should never, and I'll take that again, youth involvement should never be underestimated. This is our right and our need. We must be able to control our reproductive futures if we are to be a force in shaping the future of our planet. As do you, we young people come here today from across the globe to be equipped with knowledge and skills on youth and technology, youth and sexual and reproductive health risk, investing in young people to attain a demographic dividend, ensuring family planning quality and access for youth, reaching young people with contraceptive information and services, among others. We are here to learn and to share our voices and perspectives so that together we can achieve the sustainable development goal of gender equitability and to achieve the vision of FP 2020. I will tell you one last story. Hajara, a girl from a rural community I work closely with, was almost unable to escape being married immediately after finishing a primary school. But with a scholarship she received, she was rescued. She escaped early marriage, and today she is on her way to fulfilling her dream as a journalist. Hajara is a national resource. Every boy or girl who will help true adolescents to fulfill their dreams, help their nation fulfill theirs. This is how it should be for all young girls and boys. Unless sexual and reproductive health and rights are supported and upheld, young people, and especially young women, will remain neglected, frustrated, and even lose their lives needlessly. As a global community, we cannot afford this loss of human potential if reaping demographic dividends is to be a reality. As I stand before you today at the opening ceremony of the 2016 International Conference on Family Planning, I speak on behalf of the 1.8 billion young people on this planet, calling on governments, civil societies, multilateral organizations, donors, the private sector, the research and development community, all stakeholders to make youth their priority. Every adult refers to us as leaders of tomorrow, but often stop short of involving us in processes that will equip us to be good and successful leaders of tomorrow. We have come as partners, not just as beneficiaries, to shape the future and to transform lofty words into local action. Together, I believe we can deliver on the sustainable development goals promised for women, girls, and young people all over the world. I sincerely thank you for your attention.